Welcome to Lollapalooza. Don't bring back the piss.
How many people in the audience brought back the piss?
Hey, raise the piss in the air if you brought it back.
Don't bring back the piss sounds like a UK slang.
Yeah, well, their thing is don't take the piss.
Right. You taking the piss, mate?
What, you taking the piss?
Fucking taking the piss, mate?
We invite you here and you take piss.
Do me a favour. Don't bring back that fucking piss.
Don't you bring back the piss? Don't you bring back the piss? What if you were in a club? You're in a club and the sound system is like tens of thousands of dollars.
And that's coming out of it.
And there's somebody over there who's like,
and it's serious as fuck. Dude, you know what, man? I would really love that, I think.
yeah,
I'd really love it.
lots of fun.
I like when people fuck around.
I like
it's
when
one of
people
my-
take the piss.
Yeah, I like it. It's one of my favorite things. Fucking around. I like it when people fuck around. And especially like on TikTok, there's tons of fuck around instruments and musical stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. Love a good fuck around.
TikTok is like professional people who fuck around.
Professional fuck arounds, yeah.
What do you do? Well, my parents might be a little upset, but I'm professional fuck. We're kind of professional
Kind
fuck
of a
around.
fuck around.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a fuck around.
I became kind of a fuck around after weed.
fuck around, we fuck around. Don't bring back pace.
Man, I was really expecting a sound to come
Me
out. Could you
too.
tell by the face that I was making?
No, I was just looking at the knobs because I loved it. Because sometimes it's for us and no one else.
There could be too many buttons.
There's things people can't see when we do this show.
You're right.
It's just for us.
Yes.
Dude, on TikTok, there's these, I never thought farts are never not going to be funny.
Yes.
We've already talked about this. My whole thing was like, if I'm on death row and I'm being put to death, if someone farted, I would laugh. I would love it. So love me some good fart content. And there's like fuck arounds, jokesters, prank boys.
You fuck around jokesters is my
Slap
favorite.
'ems.
Was that TBS?
Yeah, the fuck around jokers have a movie now.
Yeah.
Love a good slap them up, fuck around boy. And sometimes they'll do fart stuff.
Mhm.
And it's like, it's fine. Not all of it's funny.
Oh, is it losing its luster?
Well, it depends. It's just like any kind of comedy. Not all of it's funny. Even when it's something that tickles you every time. When fart humor isn't funny to me is when they're trying to make you believe that it's a real fart, but it's not.
Sure.
And they're like, look at this moment in time I caught with this perfect fart. And it's
Yeah.
like, nah, you made this.
Dude, I have that disconnect a lot on TikTok when
Yeah.
they say, and this person helped this person, and then they
Right.
play that music in the
The sad
background.
music.
And I'm like, no, everything was here
Yeah.
because the person you helped is mic'd up.
Right.
And everyone's audio is perfect.
Right.
If you really want me to believe that you helped a person out of the kindness of your heart, first of all, don't film it. Have your friend tell me about it.
Right.
And fuck up the audio a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Don't make it look like you hired a crew to go help an unfortunate person.
Right.
Less fortunate.
Why can't I hear everyone perfectly in this happenstance
Including
situation?
these people in the background.
Yeah. Are you looking around all day for a poor person who with a lavalier microphone on?
The worst one is like when the camera is obviously set up.
Yeah.
And it's like-
Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Oh god, that fucking goddamn song.
It's kind of beautiful,
I
but
mean,
they ruin it by
but
putting
they
in
ruin
fake
it.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And God damn it! Now it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, why are you filming this? Because it's like, what? Like, just wait till you see what happens, and it's just like this perfectly set up shot with nothing happening in the frame. Like, there's a video that it's the one that I'm most skeptical of, but the one that I'm also most baffled by, because usually it's pretty easy to tell when something's like fake because of all those things. Everyone's mic'd up,
and you've seen so many things,
right? Cameras in a perfect spot. Like, we know the production. We've done productions. We've been around productions. We know what professional setup shit looks like. And you can kind of tell when people are acting too.
Yes.
To a more fair point. But there's this one video, and it's like New York subway. You might have seen this. And it's like a shot, it's like a perfect shot of like, it's like someone getting ready for something. And then all of a sudden there's like a guy that's like mopping up the ground with one of those like, those like yellow wheel carts with the mop thing.
Yeah. Somebody shits in the bucket.
Yeah. You saw that?
I saw that.
So someone shits in the bucket.
And then the guy is like, don't shit in my bucket.
Why
Come on.
shit in my bucket? Yeah. And everyone's like trying to stop the guy. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
The thing is like, New York is fucking nuts. Like, there is like stuff like that going on all the time.
Yeah.
For
not
sure.
Yeah.
But this one was like, someone was preparing for this. Someone was preparing for this guy.
Yeah, because it's like, why would you be filming the guy with the bucket for 5 minutes?
Exactly.
Is that what fascinated you about the guy mopping the...
And look, there's a chance that it's someone getting like, this is New York footage, and like they're filming just like people walking through the subway. There's always that chance. But the fact that it's so perfectly captured, this man going from sitting on the ground to getting up to shitting in the fucking mop bucket right in the center of the frame, with the camera person not going like, are you guys seeing this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, it's silent camera guy.
Yeah.
Perfect shot.
Dude, silent camera guy should have been like, okay, I just turned my camera on.
Yes.
This guy over here to the left just told me to film this. He said, watch this.
Yes. See, they're just going to have to get a little smarter about it.
Yeah.
Like, there are some things that will fool everybody, but it doesn't matter, because like,
it'll get the views
as
anyway.
fake as it is, there will always be people that believe that it's real.
Right. You know what bothers me? Here, I have very mixed feelings about this next thing.
Okay.
When they're playing right, and then it shows them like, I pass this person every day, and it's my time to help. Yeah. And then they go to the store, and then there's a montage of like, they grab a toothpaste, and then they grab socks or whatever, and then they give it to the person. 90% of me is like, fucking just do it.
Just do it.
Why do you have to? This? Why are you filming it? What do you like? Do you want all those positive comments so bad? And then the other part of me is like, maybe it'll inspire someone to do that and not film it.
Right.
Or maybe, God forbid, it'll be a TikTok trend and real people are just helping out homeless people all over but they're doing it for clout, which is like,
there's always you gotta find some positive in all of this shit, and I think you found it.
There's people in your town right now helping people, and they don't have a camera,
and it's not a part of
that nice,
and it's not a part of their brand or their personality or whatever. It's just like, what do you do for a living? Well, I do this, and on the side, I work at this shelter in town, and I whatever.
Yeah, you might not be a religious person, but there has been a church in your neighborhood that has outlasted 3 generations of your family, and they take trips to Mexico to build a school every year.
Right.
Just
and
so
no one gets paid.
No views. You know how many views it has? 27.
And they don't get anything in return.
Right.
It's like, right, and no views.
How many people viewed this? How many people were around when the school was being built?
Well, there might have been a guy walking by.
Right, 28 views. 28 views, and no one hearted it, or no one did nothing.
Dude, it's like the
people just went to school there afterwards.
Right. They might have seen. There's this episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where it's like there's like a museum, and there was a gracious donation, or generous donation from from Larry. but like he didn't tell anybody, and he put anonymous on it. So like when they like present who's donated, it says anonymous, and they're like, oh, wonderful, wonderful. And Larry's like, yeah, you know, and he's not telling anybody or anything.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
But then all of a sudden they're like, and also, in addition to this anonymous donor, Mr. Ted Danson has donated $250,000.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, and everyone's like, oh, amazing. And then so after in the party, everyone's congratulating Ted Danson.
Yeah.
And Larry's like, well, I'm anonymous. Like I'm like, so it's like this whole episode about essentially that
Right.
of like, do you do something good because you want your name on a fucking thing, you want everyone to know you did it, or are you just doing something good because you're like, I have money,
Right.
I can help somebody?
Yeah.
Like, it's a really fucking funny episode.
But if your money helps someone, then that's fine.
right,
You know, if you need that, but at the end of the day, like poor people get $100,000, fine.
yeah,
But the bad part is like the needing the recognition
yeah,
afterwards.
and
like
the-
if you're going to be anonymous, like commit to
Yeah.
that thing.
and also like, you know, there's again,
Whenever you're ready.
there's also whenever you're ready. There's also the like percentage that it's good people. And it-
Like the bass.
so there's also the percent, because like we do generalize a lot on this show when we talk about people who are like going for clout or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But again, like there is a percentage of people that are probably like hoping young people see it and see how to be a human, and
That's
like,
fine.
you know, especially if young people like are obsessed with TikTok like they are in that,
Yeah.
even in that small subsection of the world.
Yeah. Like if it's really helping people, but you're doing it for clout, but at the end of the day, it really helps someone, I guess that's
Then
fine.
it's like cool, you know, like whatever. So but anyway, so there's all that fake shit, and then there's fake farts, and there's fake fart content, and but there's this fake fart content that's actually really good.
Okay.
I can't remember their names, but I'll describe what they do. So they have dude. They have this like
Don't you break back.
well,
That
that
was a
guy had to
mistake,
get
but I like
that
it.
guy had to get it in there. So you see, you know those like drink containers with like the straw, like and they're not like, they're like thermoses almost. I don't know. I can't remember back in the day. You would go to like a fast food restaurant and they give you a plastic
Yeah.
cup with the flying
Filled with,
saucer lid.
Yeah, it'd have a sweet tea in it.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
you'd have the straw with like the ridges in it. and
Yeah,
you'd go,
yeah.
Okay, so they have one of those, and then there's like a tube coming out of it into like their pants, into their shirt, into their pants,
Uh-huh.
and then where their butt is, there's like a cylinder with like a rubber piece on it. It's sealed tight with the tube going into the cylinder,
Yeah.
sealed, and then there's like a rubber piece over the cylinder with like a little butthole hole,
Okay.
and when they blow into the straw,
It makes perfect.
it
fart
makes
sound.
the fucking most, it's just the most glorious fake fart you've heard ever. And they do a hidden camera thing where they like go to the grocery store and they like bend down like right next to somebody and they get chips and just go and it's like it's really good. And the way that they recover from it is always so good, because they'll go like, oops, sorry about that. Ooh, ow, my goodness. And the person will be like, you're fucking disgusting. Like they'll be in like Home Depot and shit.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah. Oh my God. Disgusting. Get out of here, you disgusting pig.
Dude, what's the best reaction to a fart?
I think the best reaction.
Getting angry.
Certainly.
My
not.
word.
Fucking fuck. Like some people go like after them, go like, what the fuck? Like tough guys that want to beat them up.
Yo, you know what gets me every time?
What?
When people have the spray bottle.
Yeah.
And they go
and they hide.
They go past him and they go, and they spray him on the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Dude, I would just turn around like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't care how big you are, I'll die. I'll be in the ICU. But if I think that you sneeze on me like that, helicopter punches. But it gets me every single time.
It's so funny. Dude, and I love it because it is ultimately harmless. It's kind of like it's fun. You're bothering
unless there's
people.
Germs in the spray bottle,
right? Which maybe there are because there's germs everywhere. At least poop in there. There's probably a little poop. But like it's bothering people for sure, which is never the best choice.
Yeah.
But it's funny and it's harmless and it's like if people get mad, it's even funnier.
Right.
I like when there are some with the fart guys where like someone will go like, fuck yeah, dude, hell yeah. There was one where he like put the butthole thing right next to a dog.
And the dog got it or didn't get it?
The dog was like, fuck yeah. The dog got scared because it was like a big fart. And the guy was like, whoa. He's like, that wasn't him, was it? And he's like, no, that's not. And it was just like, sometimes there's a fun, whatever. I'll have to send it to you. I'll send some to Ryan.
Wasn't him.
That wasn't the dog, was it? Like, it's so good, man. It's good shit. And then there's the ones where like, these are kind of a little bit more like, annoying, but have you seen the ones where like they're in Target and they're like in the wastebasket aisle, and they they start to get a little bit more creative. They get like a wastebasket and they go up to like behind someone and then they put the wastebasket on their head and then they go, what the fuck? And then they put a wastebasket on their own head and then they take it off the second they do and go, what the fuck?
Lord, who did that?
Like, did you see that? Did you see that guy fucking put the fucking shit up on your head? It's like, they get real mad about someone that doesn't exist.
Spider-Man point?
Yeah, did you do that? And then they'll even go so far as to, like, put a hoodie on real quick so that they don't look like they did if they recognize the person in the eye.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like, it's harmless, but it's like that one's a little more fucked up because like you're really like
had a problem with like I've turned down a lot of jobs that were like, and you're just gonna sit out here and you're gonna fuck with strangers,
right?
And I'm like, dude, I don't want to bother anybody.
No.
If they want to be there,
right,
all day. Like if there was like a man on the street thing and I was like, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah.
I would rather go to, can I talk to you for a second than be like, and this.
Yeah. And be like an annoying, like, what are you doing?
Don't know what's happening in that person's life.
No.
Like, I just came from my father's funeral.
But see, that's kind of where the like, that's certainly where the cringe
I get
comes
that.
from.
Yeah.
The whole cringe thing is like really powerful stuff.
Right.
Like some people get real bad secondhand cringe and like, think about things like that. Like, oh man, that person might be having like a real bad day.
Yeah.
And here comes this guy going like right in their face.
Right.
That's where the cringe shit and the kind of like, all right shit comes in. But dude, people, you've seen that people like eat that shit up. Like everyone wants to be on camera to a degree. Like when you go up to someone with a microphone and you have like a camera with you, most people are like, hey, what's going on over here? And then like, those are the ones that you really kind of fuck with because they're like around, they want to be around.
The people in like the TRL people behind the
Right, where they're like holding up the fucking I love you, Travis Barker or whatever the fuck it is, but
Travis Daly.
What if it said Travis Daly? It was just the wrong name. Dude, the production teams give them that shit.
Oh yeah.
They come out. Anybody want I love Travis Daly? But
who here loves Travis Daly?
Raise your hand.
Who has two arms and wants to love Travis Daly?
But man, I just love it. I love a good fart joke. I love a good trick. I love a good man on the street kind of thing. You ever seen Billy on the Street?
Yeah, I can kind of go either way. He's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. That seems bothersome.
I mean, he certainly pushes it.
Yeah.
He definitely pushes it because he's like screaming at people and stuff. But man, I mean, it's just it's always funny, I think.
Yeah.
Like especially like
I like when people give it back to him.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, he's like so witty too. Like he's very good
very
at
quick.
coming back. And that's like really important if you're going to do shit like that. You got to be able to like snap back. But I'll put it on just as background noise because it's just so like, I mean, even though it's like insane and it's screaming and shit, but like it's just so fucking funny to me, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. He plays like all those games and then the prizes are always weird. Like it's like Zoe Deschanel. It's like here's a diorama, like you win this diorama of all of these young executives just deciding to just go with Zoe Deschanel for this movie so they can be done with it.
Yeah.
It's like that's funny as shit. Anyway, whatever. I love Man on the Street shit. I've always loved Man on the Street shit. But dude, so I wanted to talk to you about covers and cover bands.
Okay.
So I used to be in a cover band back in the day, and it was nothing. It was literally just a little bar band, and we would just cover like the easiest shit, the easiest 4 chords. And people seem to like it because you know, especially
you need to
in
know
bars,
5 or 6 chords to be in a cover band,
right?
To play 50 songs all night,
at least, yeah. And people love it. Yeah. Like people get drunk and they go, Sweet Caroline.
Yeah. Way better than having a touch tunes.
Oh,
having touch tunes is awesome because of the variety.
But it's background noise.
Having a live band is great.
Good.
Really, really great.
Especially if they're good. If they're not good, then you're like, oh God, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And then it gets to the point where the worse it is, the better it becomes.
Right, exactly. So we used to like really bring in like little local Ventura people. Like they would hear us screaming out in the street. And that's how we got the job. We were like busking. We were out on the street just busking like covers and shit. And then one day the owner of the bar across the way came over.
Why don't you busk inside here?
Listen, you guys want to be the house band every Wednesday? And we're like, yes. And they're like, you'll split a little money and you get free drinks all night. And I didn't drink at all, so I didn't take advantage of that. But they would
free chicken fingers though, right?
But absolutely. Whatever you want, we'll put it back here for you guys. It'll be right behind you.
Yeah.
So
you'll have 5 minutes to eat it.
Yeah, exactly. And in between songs, you'll run over and get ranch all over your fingers. But people love it, dude. People love a cover band because it's like, you know, they'll yell out like, you know, don't stop believing, and then you just go right into it, and everybody loves it always. I for a really long time I used to feel like there's no honor in being a cover band. Because you're like taking someone else's shit, you're creating joy, you're broadcasting joy, someone else's creation to create joy.
I guess it all depends on what you want from it.
Right.
Like if you want to just be the
house band of a little bar.
If you're sitting there in a cover band, you're like, I wish this was my music, then there's a ceiling on the amount of joy and fulfillment you can get out of that.
Right.
But I had a bunch of friends who I played with a couple times who were just like, they only covered songs that they wanted to cover.
Right.
And none of them had a desire to be like, I wish this was my song.
Right.
They were just like, they were the first cover band of like people our age that wouldn't play, you know, there's all the classics like Journey and Bon Jovi and shit like that.
Living out
and
of prayer.
I think that people who were born in the 80s and early 90s, if you hear a cover band play like Everlong and shit like that, then you go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the kind of band they were. And we used to they were called Save the Clock Tower.
Nice! Back to the Future!
We used to fucking love seeing them.
Fuck, that's
It was the best. I played with them like twice.
Damn, that's a good name.
It was the best.
Our name was Telekinesis. We were called Telekinesis. And we would do ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
And Owen would play the accordion and the keys. And
what a crazy instrument.
Yeah. I mean, he'd rock it out too. We'd play like all sorts of fun shit. And he'd bring the trumpet out and play some trumpet. He was definitely the more eclectic musician of the band. Yeah. And then our other friend.
You need one musician who's like incredible.
You have to.
And then the rest of the people just like par for the course.
Yeah. So, you know, we weren't like a smash hit, but people would come to see us and they would hear us while they were walking out in the street, and we'd get some crowds and it was fun. Yeah. But, you know, again, I would always feel like, man, there's really no honor in this. Like, this is just like, but again, my goal wasn't to be as popular as the bands that we were covering. My goal was to just be like, I'm a goofball, and if I get some work from being a goofball, then this was worth it.
Right.
You know, like, but otherwise I'm just having fun with my friends and we're having a great time. And if something comes from it, that's great. But we're gonna cover whatever we want, and it's weird shit, and it's all the bar favorites. And like we did Britney Spears, and we did like all the shit. We did all the classics.
Yeah.
So years and years and years later, I was like, man, why do I miss that so much? Like, I miss doing it because, you know, performing music is fun as fuck. I'm sure you miss it.
Yeah.
So Owen and I have been like jamming lately, and it's been really cool. And Owen complimented me hugely the other day and said that my playing is like so much better than it was.
That's great.
And I was like, yeah, I never thought I could. Like, I thought I hit a ceiling with how good I could be.
Sure.
And I'm not that good, but I'm like definitely better than I was.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about covers and shit, and Owen was like, you know what's interesting? We always got down on ourselves because we were like just a cover band, but like, you know, the Beatles were a cover band for a very long time.
Ain't she sweet?
Yeah. And it's like a lot of those bands from that era were cover bands. Like, most of them were. They were covering the 30s and
Chuck
40s.
Berry, all that shit.
Yeah. So it was like interesting that it was like, I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
All of the greats did covers. Right. Like either initially or at some point later on. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting. Like there is, so like, I don't know. What is your feeling on covers and like, and that whole world?
Love it.
Yeah.
I don't have any, sometimes a cover, if I have to say anything negative, sometimes a cover will come out and it'll kind of, to me, seem like kind of soulless.
Yes.
And perfect.
Yeah.
But like, I'll give you an example of what I think is a beautiful cover and a really bad cover.
Okay.
Which do you want first?
Give me the beautiful.
Beautiful. Bon Iver sings I Can't Make You Love Me.
Okay.
Most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
Nice.
Just live, imperfect, beautiful.
Yeah. Gary Jules' Mad World's another good one.
Yeah. And that's one that got really popular because of like Donnie Darko and shit. I didn't even know about that song until Donnie Darko came out. A lot of times a really good cover will introduce a new generation to a thing.
That's the hope.
Terrible cover. Weezer doing Toto's Africa.
Dude, so I haven't heard it, but I heard that it's like just like note for note the same.
It's just like if you gave a computer, you know how sometimes they'll have the karaoke version of something?
Yes.
It's like that. And I have nothing against,
but it's like there's no soul.
There's a lot of early Weezer that I like. I remember they sold Blue or Pinkerton in the front of Blockbuster Video. And that was like one of the first things I remember from Blockbusters. They had that album at the counter for whatever reason. Right. And I was like, that's cool. And they sing that Buddy Holly song on MTV. And that's really cool. I have nothing against Weezer.
Yeah.
But that cover, I was like, it's such a cool song. And to not try to, I guess when you do a cover and you're like a really established great band, people want to hear your version of that.
Right.
They don't want to hear like
just a cover.
Yeah. And it's such a personal thing. There's probably people who love that.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it at all.
I mean, it's fun when it like, I totally hear you. Because it's fun when a band you like covers a song you like. And you're like real excited to hear it. Like Tenacious D did Time Warp.
Sure.
And it was like rocking and real good.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what you expect. But sometimes you're like, man, I want something like when Johnny Cash did Hurt.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa, this changes the song.
Right.
It makes it so much sadder than it was.
Yeah.
And it's like Johnny Cash at the end of his life, and the music video is so heart-wrenching because he's so old.
Yeah, and his teeth fall out halfway through.
Yeah, and his skin starts to peel off. And,
his jaw falls off like in
Scrooged.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And while he's singing, there's just dust coming out of his mouth. But like, it made it more emotional and it changed it and it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But man, it does blow when you're like, when a band you kind of like covers a song and you're like, One of my favorite, that song, Lithium
Yeah.
by
Oh,
Nirvana.
Yeah. That was one of the first songs I learned how to play on the guitar.
Fuck yeah. And such a fun one. And you just
Yeah.
scoot around in that fretboard.
It's fun to play.
It's
Like it
really
feels fun to play.
Yeah.
Baby.
And when you get it down, you're like, fuck yeah. So Polyphonic Spree did a cover of it.
That's fun.
And it's so good. It's like fucking orchestral and like big and huge and like
I always
fucking-
thought that band could use a couple more
couple
people.
more members. You know what? And we'll talk about that right after the break. We're gonna talk more about that right after the break.
Can we leave some time for a few history roads?
Absolutely.
Oh, what's this? Jake the Snake Roberts entrance music? Trust me. Hold on. Play it again.
Okay.
Trust me. Trust me. That's great.
It's kind of like Pure Moods.
Sail away, sail away.
All right, guys. Want to give a shout out to HeadGum and to our sponsors. They
One time.
keep the world of dynamic banter with electricity running through those history roads.
Dude, not only that, not to spend too much time on
Sure,
it, but so communicative.
Oh yeah.
And like they work really hard for us, and they're so great at communicating back and forth between us and the brands.
Oh yeah.
And helping us understand stuff, and then I love working with
It's a
them.
good symbiotic relationship, I think, at this point. We really love it.
I can't wait until they drop us from the roster.
Can't wait. Guys, let's talk about HelloFresh. Now, with HelloFresh, you get pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. You can skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and most of all, affordable.
Oh yeah, it's so important.
And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Did you know it?
Yes.
HelloFresh cuts out them stressful meal plannings and grocery store trips and less prep, less effort, and minimal cleanup, so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in just about 30 minutes. You interested in cooking at all? Do you ever look at ingredients and go, I think I can make something out of this?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of people that kind of do that, but for me, I don't really do that. I'm not good at that. And HelloFresh helps me with that because it makes me feel like I'm making something out of these ingredients, and it makes you feel like you are creative in the kitchen.
Yeah, HelloFresh is good at helping people who think they can't cook believe in themselves.
Yes, and then it's like a gateway to really cooking, and then you're like, oh, I remember when I made that thing the other day. Like HelloFresh sent me all that stuff. I was like, maybe I can make that again. I don't know.
Something you say often to yourself during the HelloFresh process is like, oh, all I had to do was that.
It really shows you how easy it is to cook stuff, but it's helpful that they curate everything for you.
And they send you pre-packaged, pre-measured stuff, so you don't have to worry about putting too much in, putting something in at the wrong time. They give you step-by-step instructions. Step-by-step instructions.
That's right. And who doesn't love step-by-step instructions? I love things that I can't mention that use step-by-step instructions.
I love other
Insert
things.
brand here. So guys, here's the deal. This summer, HelloFresh has everything you need to get grilling. You got grilling bundles, burger packs, surf and turf packs, and more. More mean, less shopping, and more sizzle. So get better value. HelloFresh is 28% cheaper than shopping at your local grocery store and 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal without sacrificing the quality.
And nothing goes to waste. Sometimes you try to cook something, you get too much of it, so much of it goes to waste, and you don't want that.
The last thing you want is your grocery bag bursting at the seams. So, guys, here's the deal. Why don't you go to HelloFresh.com/banter14 and use code banter14? And why is that 14 in there? Well,
Banter 14.
A little late.
Admittedly, a little late.
And I'll tell you, you get those 14 free meals, and that's why it's Banter 14. Plus, you get free shipping, and that's awesome.
They give you 14 free meals?
14 meals.
14 meals, and I'm gonna say you have that meal and you have leftovers from that meal.
Oh, yeah.
So that's like a month's worth of food.
It's really a good deal, guys. Like, really, really, you should check this out. Go to HelloFresh.com/Banter14. Use that code Banter14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. All right. Oh, here's something else. Oh, no, never mind. That's it. All right. Well, thank you so much to HelloFresh.
There's another... Never mind. What instrument is that?
I think it's a
like
guitar. Isn't it a guitar?
That's a mouth solo.
Guys, let's talk about Babbel. Babbel's a really cool sponsor. This summer, you can get the most out of your travels abroad by learning the language of your destination with Babbel. Sorry.
Babbel. It's Babbel.
Sorry, it's Babbel. And here's the deal. Even if you're not traveling, you're trying to learn a new language or something, this is the #1 selling language learning app. From ordering in restaurants or asking for directions to gaining a deeper understanding of the beautiful cultures that exist out there in this wide world, Babbel makes the whole process of learning a new language addictively fun and easy with bite-sized lessons you can actually use in the real world. Babbel is a can't-miss travel essential. Mike?
Yes.
You been using Babbel? You trying to learn French or something?
I'm trying to learn Spanish.
Spanish, that's right.
And it's really nice. It doesn't take long at all.
No.
It gives you a little notification every morning where you're like, what it does is it teaches you a lesson, a very functional lesson that you can use in casual conversation. And then a day after that, a couple days after that, they help you review it.
Yeah.
So it all sticks. And it's very nice.
That's
you do it
the
on your own
important
time.
part,
And like the user interface is so awesome and it's so easy to use and it's fun to use and it doesn't take up a lot of your time. It doesn't feel like you're in Spanish class. It feels like something is giving you very valuable, useful things to say.
And I'll tell you, Mike, that sounds muy bueno.
And I know from using Babbel that you just said that sounds very good.
That's
Very
right.
good.
And here's the deal, like Mike was saying, unlike those infamous language classes you took in high school, Babbel designs their courses
Not to mention another brand.
Not to mention another one. Babbel designs their courses with practical, real-world conversations in mind, things you'll get to use in everyday life. And other language learning apps use AI for their lessons plans. But Babbel's lessons were created by over 100 language experts. These are real people here teaching language with a scientific method, with a teaching method that is scientifically proven to be effective. So with Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italiano, and German.
Do you have a German button?
It's a sound.
V Gates.
I'm like
Hello.
German button. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babbel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. So, right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you're going to get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. You just go to Babbel.com, use that promo code BANTER. That's BABBEL.com, code BANTER for that extra 3 months free. And bienvenidos to you all, and mucho gusto, and buenos noches, buenos dias. Guys, how about StockX? StockX is a new sponsor on the show. And what are they? Well, they're a live marketplace for authentic products of current culture focused on the large and growing online market for sneakers, apparel, electronics, accessories, and collectibles. Come on, this is right up our alley, guys.
I didn't know they did all that stuff. I knew StockX as the sneaker website.
Yeah.
But now that they're getting into collectibles and stuff like that, man, you
Dude.
should put some of your stuff on StockX.
You know what I just saw that I have that's a collectible?
What's that?
Tim and Eric put out a DVD for their Crimbus special, and I got it, and it's selling for a lot of money.
Really?
Because it's like you can't get it anywhere. It's not online. It's not. You can't buy it anymore. So I'm gonna see if StockX got a little something in there. Maybe I could put a little bit, or maybe it's something I want to keep.
You
But
say
it's
maybe you could.
that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. Word for word. Stop lying. So. So I want to see, and it's probably fun to see too, excuse me, It's always fun to see if maybe stuff that you want to sell or things you have are worth a little something. And StockX has all sorts of cool things like that. It's a powerful marketplace that connects buyers and sellers of high-demand consumer goods from around the world using dynamic pricing mechanics. Hey, that's a buzzword.
That's like our kind of pricing dynamics.
That's right. This approach gives buyers and sellers unparalleled access and market visibility, powered by real-time data, and enables StockX customers to determine and transact based on their fair market value. How about that, guys? Very important stuff here. So here's the deal. It's a live marketplace for what's now and next. From the most historic heat to the latest instant classics, StockX specializes in giving everyone access to what they want and love. And thanks to StockX's live marketplace, you have the ability to instantly shop the latest and greatest. All you got to do is download the app or sign up online to start buying and selling in a few easy clicks. Use that code HISTORYHEAT for free shipping on your first purchase on any order of $240 or more. That's History Heat. HISTORYHEAT, no spaces, at StockX.com. So thank you so much to StockX. Check this out, guys. Maybe find some good stuff there.
Bring back.
And don't
you find some great stuff you don't have to bring back.
All right.
How much is piss going for?
How much could I sell my piss for? Let's talk. All right, so should we get into some history roads?
Yes, please.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna come.
I found out long ago, long without history road, Stop fighting the audience! Why does it always seem to hit me?
Holy shit, that's so good.
Stop fighting the audience! Why does it always seem to hit me?
Dude,
Stop it!
that will never not be impressive to me.
I know.
Screaming at government officials to going back to singing your own song perfectly.
like right in the beat and everything. Yeah. That's why a drummer is so important, because the drummer can just keep the song going. If you want to stop for a second, you can stop. Same with the bassist. You can stop when there's a bassist.
Chances are a drummer has no idea what's happening during that conversation.
No, they're in their own world.
2, 3, 4.
Keep the beat, motherfucker, don't fuck up. You know you're gonna tonight. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's what's going through drummers' head.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Stop it!
All right. A fry sends a history road, a French fry.
Well, salting these rhinos.
Saying, what's your favorite me? It's a history road follow-up, Mike.
Okay. Good to see you again.
Hello, boys. Honk, honk, come, honk, etc.
We're so much more than that, though.
We are definitely more than that. That's a little better.
Love a good fast one.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is.
I don't think you remember me, but I have written a few history roads in the past, including but not limited to the one read in Someone Locked Down Deborah. Pause for remembering Deborah fondly. Dude, what was that? I don't even remember that.
Dude, that's the one we consistently are not able to remember. I remember somebody wrote us a history road that was like, nothing's ever been funnier than somebody locked down Deborah. And we were like, I vaguely remember saying that.
Is it someone that needs to lock down Deborah? Like, Deborah's a good person?
They were at a wedding or something.
Someone needs to. Can someone please send us a reminder of what this fucking lockdown Deborah shit is?
Someone send us you doing that. Doing the bit.
You do the bit so we can remember.
What if you're at a wedding for an ex of yours and you're sad the whole time because you're like, missed my chance with Deborah.
God, Deborah's so great.
Oh, damn. Somebody nabbed up Deborah because I made some mistakes.
Someone locked down Deborah. damn, I can't believe someone locked down Deborah.
So you're there and you're nice.
Somebody locked down Deborah.
I wanna let's do a sketch at a wedding where it's like it is just a wedding, and then it goes and shows the couple, and then the camera backs up to the guy in the seat that's just like looking all sad, and it's just his inner monologue.
Yeah.
And it's just real dumb like that.
Dude,
like,
we could just-
man, I cannot believe someone got Deborah.
When I messed up, I was really under the impression that no one would ever get Deborah.
The thing is Deborah told me I'd be the one that she would marry someday. So, that's weird.
I thought I used to got Deborah.
Man,
As luck would have it.
I'm about as bummed out as you can get about how Deborah is on lockdown now.
Look at Deborah up there on her special day getting locked.
God, she looks so great, locked down. God, Deborah, man, did I boink it?
He's asking himself if he really fucked up.
Did I boink it with Deborah?
In the audience. Don't you bring back the bid?
This was literally 2 years ago. So to recap quickly, in this history road, I mentioned how you sent me to the ER.
Oops.
I laughed so hard at your Nashville show, the second show to answer your question from the episode, that the abdominal pain I was already experiencing was made a lot worse.
Fuck.
Here is where Mike was excited to hear there wasn't actually a lawsuit pending for sending a lady to the ER.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, I made Mike giggle with my email at a couple of points, and it was the highlight of my life. Anyway, I finished off by saying I got sent home, and that was that. You both wondered what was actually wrong with me and if I'm okay. You instructed me to write a handwritten letter and send it in to clarify.
Here's
I am
my
now
email.
dead.
This is from my estate.
I am now betrothed. I give to you my lockbox
Right.
in which I have horns.
In my last will and testament, here's the lawsuit that I'm bringing onto this show.
Perhaps it got lost in the mail on its way to you. Perhaps I never wrote the letter. Anyway, I'm here finally 2 years later to tell you that it's none of your business. Just kidding.
That's also a great point.
They didn't know what was wrong, and the pain eventually subsided, so I basically just kind of went on with my life and my other issues. Did you split your sides?
You're diagnosed with a split side.
Doctor's like, I think you split your sides. Were you laughing tonight? I've only seen this one other time.
Says here we got the results back from your CAT scan. You got a busted gut.
Real quick question here. You didn't see something funny earlier, did you? Before you came in here? Why, as a matter of fact, I did. That's what I thought. So a couple years ago, someone saw Don Rickles and came in with a very similar...
A couple of years ago.
He's dead. Hope the... wait. So basically, it just kind of went on with my life and my other issues. Hope that clears things up. I love that you. The update is
clears things
nothing.
up. Yeah.
The update is literally I don't know.
Right.
Thank you so much. It's a great resolution that I'm sure you've been waiting to hear about for years. And also, I hope I'm not dying. Love you boys both with all my heart, and always shout out to Derek. He just got married. Okay. Sure.
As always.
Also,
shout out to Derek.
Dude, we're calling this episode Shout Out to Derek.
Bo Derek?
Yo, I just want to give a shout out to Derek.
Hey, dude, I'm sorry if this is old hat by this point, but I'd like to shout out Derek one
Let's
time.
make hats that say Shout Out to Derek.
Somebody lock down Derek.
Derek's got to lock down Deborah. P.S. I'm also getting married.
Shout out to Derek in the middle of the night. Derek.
I'm also getting married. I've played the podcast to my future spouse a couple times, and although not as enthusiastic as I'd hoped, he definitely doesn't hate it. So I said yes to his proposal, and you should expect that invitation as soon as we get around to ordering them.
You're going to get divorced if he doesn't like the podcast.
Oh, and here's us in Nashville the day before the fated ER trip. You can't even tell I'm in horrible pain.
Oh.
I'll send this to Ryan. Oh, look at us. Everybody looks so happy.
Does she look? She doesn't look like she's.
She
in pain.
looks like she's about to go to the hospital.
Let's take a look. See.
Can you see that?
I remember that picture. Oh, poor person.
Yeah. Look how happy we are, though. That was a good. That
was
such
her
a good
last
show,
moment
man.
of happiness.
Yeah.
And what is? I forget exactly what we did, but we one of those shows is still on dynamicbanter.clothing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was you could, if you're wondering what a live show with us is like, and hopefully there will be more in the near future, but if you're wondering what that experience might be like, you could see that in the store. You can buy that.
The live experience is great because we like talk to the audience throughout the show, kind of.
It's like this, but all you guys are there too.
Yeah, and we can like ask you guys things like you guys seen fart shit, right? Like, what's your favorite fart thing? Like, you know, and then that
what do
kind of
you
shit.
think we were talking about with the Deborah stuff?
Who do you think Deborah is?
I remember in Nashville we asked about ghost stories. If anyone had ghost stories, remember that?
Oh yeah, dude,
So that
we
was
did
fun.
a whole thing about ghost stories, and that was awesome.
And we were sitting at this little table with like a cool
With, like,
little
little
lamp on
lamps.
it. Yeah. Dude, that was the best. R.I.P. to the soda
R.I.P.
parlor. And thank you one time,
Here,
two
let me pour
times
it
to
out.
Rachel Vaughn for having us. Rachel Vaughn Rogers.
Absolutely, what a gracious host.
Yeah.
Wonderful woman.
Yes.
This History Road comes from, dude, special fucking guest. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
This is very special.
It sounds spectacular.
Ladies and gentlemen, Taryn Plackey is Kevin's sister.
Oh, I thought it was Kevin in a wig.
Taryn is great. She was on an episode of Lovecraft Country when we did first time show when we were doing Lovecraft Country, and the video never went up, but I think the audio went up. But she's great. So she says, "Hey there, Mike and Steve, obligatory BBBBB boys, 27 horn honks, etc."
It's been
It's Taryn Plackey, Kevin Plackey's sister, and also that random girl from that one episode of First Time Show, humble brag. I finally have something relevant enough to be a history road.
That's nice.
A friend of mine and I recently went on a trip up north, Humbleberg, because we were mostly keeping to ourselves because COVID, you know. We wanted to see what kind of people were in the area. Naturally, we downloaded a dating app to see what was up. As we went through, I came across someone in a sweatshirt that looked very familiar. A Dynamic Banter hoodie.
Hell yeah.
I swiped and matched, and then had to say I was only there to shout out the podcast, but it was a great interaction anyway. Whoa! You probably blew that person's mind.
And disappointed the fuck out of
And
that person.
disappointed the fuck
Same
out of them.
time.
But the fact that you're Kevin Plackey's sister
Yeah. Oh yeah. Huh?
and reached out to this guy with a Dynamic Banter hoodie, like the connection must have been incredible.
Yeah.
It must have been like, you must have fucking blown this
I bet
guy's
he
mind.
still thinks about you all the time.
Probably. He said, I then, of course, made my friend listen to an episode of the pod.
Does she look like Kevin?
Exactly like Kevin.
That's
As a matter
really
of fact,
funny.
no, she doesn't. She actually doesn't even look related to him, in my opinion.
I didn't even know he had a sister.
Yeah. She's cool. She does like really good work too. I don't want to like put her on blast or anything, but
What
she has
type
a
of
really
work?
great job. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to put her personal life on blast.
Does
but
she do the
she's a
TikTok
good person.
videos where she films herself picking out stuff
That's
for
the
homeless
one.
people?
Yeah, she's so good. Good heart. No. Yeah, I don't want to put her on blast, but she
Okay.
does good work and she's a good girl. She says, and I then, of course, made my friend listen to an episode of the pod while she was stuck in the car with me on the trip home. I got some laugh out louds from her, though, so success.
That counts.
It's
It's fine.
Anyway, I wish I could say I've been a fan of SourceFed and beyond, but truthfully, I've only been a fan since Kevin started having me be in his videos, and I just had to know where they were coming from.
or where they were gonna
or
end
where
up.
they're going. Either way, I'm glad I found you guys. Keep doing what you're doing because it's wonderful. P.S. Don't say my last name.
Good ending line. That's a good sign off.
Hey, Taryn, go fuck yourself. Thank you for the history road. Kelly sends an email saying, almost getting hit by a car in Russia.
Hate that.
History road.
Hate it. That's not where you want to get. In Russia,
No.
you hate the cars.
Hello, BB boys. My name is Kelly, and I'm a 2-horn honk summer girl from Illinois.
Two times.
The great 2-horn honk. I was inspired to write this history road after Mike and Zoya talked about not texting while crossing the street on their podcast. Welcome to our podcast, Name Drop. Hearing them talk about a girl almost getting hit by a car while texting brought back a memory of how I learned this lesson the hard way. Okay, so before we go on, set this up because I don't know.
So when I was doing shows in New York, when I was back there recently, I had 3 nights of going back and forth, driving back and forth to and from Connecticut and New York. And I would leave there at like 1:30 in the morning. And I saw this girl come, no exaggeration, maybe 6 inches away from getting hit by a Jeep Cherokee because she was texting and she had her earbuds in and she was walking across the street.
No.
And that's really everything. But I was talking about how I was so nervous that I was about to see a girl die that I made like a sound by myself
like,
in my car. And I was like, oh. And there was like nothing I could do about it. But it was very too close of a call. Like her hair blew.
Holy shit.
And then she just kept like nothing happened.
She didn't even look around or anything?
I was like, yo, you almost made everyone around you very sad.
I mean,
gotta pay attention. Streets, especially if you live in a city, Jesus Christ.
That shit happens, dude. Like
all the
I'm sure
time.
It happens all the time. In cities and stuff. Ugh.
No text is that important.
Please be careful, people, when you're doing things. Please pay attention to your surroundings and be careful. She says, a couple years back, I was studying abroad in St. Petersburg, Russia. I was walking home from classes and was waiting at a light to cross. I had my headphones in and head down doing something not important on my phone. As I'm waiting, I see out of the corner of my eye the woman in front of me start walking. Without thinking or even looking up, I followed her. Oh yeah, that's another one. Like when a car starts moving and you go like, oh, we're going, and it's like red light, and you're like, ah, no.
Yeah.
Don't do that. About halfway across, she abruptly stopped. Finally, I stopped and looked up. I was in the middle of a busy street with cars driving past on both sides. The lady had started walking when it was not safe to cross. There wasn't even really a medium that we were on. Cars were swerving a bit to avoid us. The babushka, grandmother I followed, was very angry. The cats were not letting her pass. Cars, I guess is what she meant. She was yelling
the cool cats. She was yelling and swinging her bag at any cars that got close enough. I don't even know what she was saying because I was too freaked out to pay attention and my Russian still needed some work. The woman started to continue to walk and the cars were honking their horns and luckily hitting the brakes. I wasn't sure what to do, but I followed her again and tried to make sure she didn't get hit by a car. I hope it looked like a young, kind person helping out an old lady cross the street rather than someone who was looking at their phone too much and walked into the middle of busy traffic. Yeah, good way to play it off.
Yeah. Luckily, we made it across safely, and now I can always pay attention before crossing the street. Now I always pay attention before crossing the street. Damn, dude. Thank you so much for reading my history road. I love your podcast. It brings me many laughs while driving and doing chores. I also got my boyfriend to listen recently, so shout out one time to Derek. Luca. Dude, it was just all this. Hey, shout out to Derek. One more time, we're gonna.
That's been my favorite. That should absolutely be this one.
It has to be.
That's so
shout
funny,
out to
man.
Derek.
And also, before I forget, shout out Derek one time.
Shout out Derek one time. She wants to shout out to her boyfriend named Lucas. Thanks again, boys.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Where are we at over here? All right, we could do like one more. You want to do one more?
Yeah. Dude, that's gonna be the next thing. Somebody's gonna come up to us at one of our shows.
Hey, go, just real quick,
shout out Derek, and we're gonna be like, "Who's Derek?"
Oh yeah, we're not gonna remember.
No,
oh,
I'm hungry, bud. Leave me alone.
This is a his piss road. Parentheses piss out of my dick.
How much?
Piss.
How much piss could a woodchuck piss?
Dear my two honk horny boys.
It doesn't always show up.
It's time I wrote out my history road. All I can say is prepare to cringe. This is very worth the read.
Okay.
I decided to walk.
Also, you're not allowed to say that.
No, you're not.
we'll
unless
tell you.
Unless it pays off. If it pays off, then I'll, shout out.
Oh, we'll be honest
Shout out
at
to
the
Derek.
end for sure. One time.
I decided to walk back home from a drunken Saturday night out. I was quite drunk, and the walk was around 40 minutes long. 10 minutes into the walk, I got a sudden urge to pee, but I decided to power through it.
Mm-hmm.
The urge to piss
is my favorite.
Stone Temple Pilots.
Well, the urge to piss now. Got time
to piss for
tomorrow.
To piss out.
To piss out.
To piss out.
Piss
I'm
out.
gonna piss out. I'm gonna piss out. The urge to piss grew with every step I took. The pressure building against my bladder every time my foot hit the ground. I thought I had made it. I was
Where do you
around the
keep
corner.
your bladder? She got bladders in the soles of her shoes.
I prepared to. Oh wait, here we go. I thought I made it. I was around the corner from my flat, but I took a very heavy step, and I felt myself reach the point of no return. My heart racing. I prepared to whip my cum and piss pipe out of my out as my eyes simultaneously identify a bush.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man, that just happened. I simultaneously identify a bush off the sidewalk. At the next moment,
Dude, there's no easier way to make every woman here never want to give a blowjob for the rest of her.
when you call it a cum and piss
Cum
pipe.
and piss pipe.
At the next moment, I look up and my eyes lock with a girl walking in my direction around 3 meters ahead. This broke my concentration. We maintain eye contact as I proceed to let the floodgates open.
That's not great.
You looked this woman in the eyes and just decided to piss?
Yeah. Next thing you know, I got 3 stars on GTA 5.
Yeah. I go on to completely drench my jeans in piss. There was so much urine that my Converse also got drenched and became a soppy, shameful mess. I'm pretty sure the girls saw and heard everything. They made a slushy sound as I walked the rest of the road home. Picture of my jeans that night. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, dude! Holy shit! You want to see this, Mike?
Yeah, I guess.
Have you had your hearing tested?
Wow.
Look at all this piss!
It looks like you're wearing chaps.
It looks like you jumped into the river and came out.
Looks like you did a split on a puddle.
It totally looks like chaps.
Well, the split in the puddle.
Piss chaps, where those piss chaps?
Piss chaps.
This is called a shout out to piss chaps.
Derek Piss Chaps.
Love you both. Keep up the laughs and somebody get Goofy the fuck out of here.
Fuck, man.
P.S. If you ever want to bring Ringo Starr's weird half cousin onto the show, let me know. I can arrange this. LOL. Can't elaborate if interested. What?
No, that's just somebody doing an impression, I think.
Hold on, Adam. If you really know Ringo Starr's weird half cousin, and they're okay with you calling them that,
What is a half cousin? Aren't we all half cousins to each other?
Yeah. Can't we all just be half cousins? Can't we treat each other like half cousins?
Can't we all just shout out Derek one time?
You know what? Treat yourself the way you treat Derek.
Find someone who looks at you.
Look at Derek. The way Derek looks at you.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
All right, Adam. Here's the deal. I'll bite. I'll bite on this. You piss and cum pipe.
Does he have his number?
No, but he says I can elaborate if you're interested. So if you're hearing this, Adam,
Why does it sound like a ransom situation?
yeah, it really does. Hey man, you want to see a dead body?
Man, you want to see Ringo Starr's half cousin?
Want to meet Ringo Starr's half cousin?
I don't know, honestly.
So no blood relation, but they can say they're half cousins with Ringo Starr.
I know someone who listened to the Beatles for a long time.
Dude, honestly, I would have this person on in a heartbeat. Just like a quick phone call or something. Like, all right, tell us what the deal with this shit is.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, let us know. All right, friends. Well, what a show. Oh, wait, there's a Pistery Road. I just saw it.
Didn't we just read one?
I think we did, but why not go right into one more? Wallace sends a Pistery Road. Hello, Mike and Steve. My name is Wallace. No mention. Oh, sorry. Well, he says his name is Wallace Miller, and he says no relation to Miller Genuine Draft.
William Wallace.
I'm a two-horn honk BBBB boy and a first-time history roader. I finally caught up on your podcast after starting the first episode over 2 years ago. I've always wanted to send a history road since I started listening, but I didn't think I'd have a good story to give you. Then I remember the one time I pissed my pants. One time my father told me about a story when I was a wee lee BB boy. So here's that story. I was maybe no more than 2 or 3 months old. My dad was about to have dinner. It was chicken. Thank you. Great. Love that we have that info. How do you know it was chicken?
Anyway, this has been.
Is it important that it was chicken? Let's find out. And he needed to change my diaper. He places his dinner on the coffee table, then puts me on the couch to change my diaper.
Uh-oh.
Well, it seemed I had
Too
more...
close to the chicken.
It seemed I had more in my tank that needed to be emptied while the diaper was off, with a 99.999% accuracy rating. I let a nice stream of piss out and onto my dad's chicken dinner. Humble brag.
How much?
Don't piss on a dish.
Don't piss on the dish. Don't piss on the dish.
Don't piss on a dish.
Humble brag. Of course, after that, he didn't eat anything for the rest of that day. Hopefully that was a funny enough story for you boys. Thank you for doing what you do. You've kept me entertained for the longest time since the SourceFed days. It helps to listen to the podcast on my way to work and on my way home from work. You listen to it again? I'm sure I get funny looks when people see me laughing, especially when Steve accidentally hits the History Road theme multiple times. I gotta stop that. I gotta stop it from repeating.
Yeah.
Anyways, now that I'm caught up, I don't know what to do with my life. I guess I'll start to listen to Mike and Zoya's podcast.
Sure. What a fun alternative.
Thank you again for being such great and funny boys. Please don't ever stop what you're doing until one or both of you are unalive. Bye. Shout out to Derek. Dude, now people are just gonna they're all gonna shout out to Derek.
That's fine.
In emails.
That's fine.
And then it's gonna get old and not funny after
You're
a
right.
couple.
You're 100% right. But that's life, baby.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen. What a great show.
Mhm.
What a good time.
Yeah.
Mike and I had a really nice, deep discussion before the podcast.
We did.
And it was so lovely to
Yeah.
like reconnect with you that way after having not. I mean, you know, you went on your trip and COVID, but I love just like hearing your thoughts and hearing your perspectives on shit, and really helpful advice always.
Anytime, man.
And
It's
yeah,
nice
man,
to talk
it was,
to you too.
It was nice. It was really nice. So, you know, even though I didn't need to share that with you guys, I wanted you all to know that, you know, Mike and I were a couple of good friends. We love each other. Sometimes shit goes south, but we're good friends and we love each other.
That's what happens with friends.
And that's what happens with friends. And
Yeah.
right now things are real good with us. And I appreciate you, Mike. I wanted to give you a shout out.
Appreciate you too, bud. Don't bring it back.
Don't bring back that.
And shout
voice.
out Derek.
Shout out to Derek.
Can I talk about a couple things?
Please.
Hopefully, I'm going to Portland on the 25th of September, and there is a link in the bio section of my Instagram that goes to a direct.me that has a bunch of fun links where you could find all the things that I'm doing, but you could buy tickets there, and I would really appreciate you buying tickets there. I found a new love for giving these advice videos. I think we talked about it last week, but if there's anything that you'd like to run by me to see if I have any kind of past experience to draw upon that will maybe help you save a little bit of time, hit me up in the DMs, bless you, and of really whatever. And I've made 6 of them so far, and they're going to come out weekly. And I'm just like having a great time making videos on my own fucking terms, and I took a long break from it, and now it feels really good to make these again. I'm very excited.
I'm glad you're bringing back the piss, man.
Also, I wanted to show you this came in from Clocks and Colors.
Yeah.
And this is the Death by She
Jesus.
ring. And they're not a sponsor, but they're just like the nicest group of people. And they make really, really cool shit and jewelry. And it is a gigantic ring.
It's so heavy.
But every time I look at it, first of all, it looks like a little title belt for your finger.
It totally does.
And then every time I look at it, I'm reminded of the too much water in my beer thing. So I like that very
It's
much.
got a cool Kraken, like Davy Jones thing kind of going on too, which is cool.
It's very cool. So check them out. They're called Clocks and Colors. Tell them I sent you. It will give you no discount or clout. Just tell them I
Can't
sent
promise, but maybe they'll like it. Maybe they'll be like, "Hey, you like Mike Valzone? We like Mike Valzone. It's a
Who
little
knows?
something." You know, I mean, I'll put
Who
it on.
And don't bring it back. But having a lot of fun times doing stand up. So if you're around LA, chances are you could see me almost any night of the week, and gonna keep doing live stuff until the government tells us we can't.
We can't. Yep.
But get vaccinated if you haven't been, and just know that that things are, it's safe and it'll save you a lot of anguish, and we don't want you to learn one of those lessons in life by having to go through it yourself. So stay healthy, and thank you so much for listening, and we all love you very much. Steve?
I wanted to I wanted to end with this thing that I forgot to play earlier, but someone sent in a History Road theme song. And they posted it on the subreddit a long time ago. We never got to it.
Okay.
But they said they created an inverse version of the History Road theme. Please hum along in the key of E. But I wanted to play this as an exit to the show.
Okay.
Because we've never played it before, and I want to give this person a proper shout out. So, without further ado, to end the show, here is the inverse version of the History Road theme song by Reddit user Dirt Soil. Mom, I'm going out with Dirt Soil, and there's nothing you can do about it. There he is. You better put on a helmet, baby. All right, here it is. Oops.
The mood is right. The spirit is up. We're here tonight. And that's simply having a wonderful
History.
time. Simply having a wonderful
History.
time.
Oh, that's great.
I love it.
I love
that.
it.
Dirt
Wow.
Soil.
Let's put it into the rotation.
Give it a button.
Also, you guys, I saw on the subreddit, you guys missed the old History Road theme song, this one is actually really similar to. I don't know where that is.
It's in history.
It's in history. So if
Yeah.
you guys want to hear it again, you want it in the rotation, feel free to send it to us at dynamicbanter@gmail.com.
You know what's kind of nice? If you want to hear it again, you take yourself down a trip along History Road.
Take your own History
and there
Road.
it'll be forever and always.
Right. And if you want it in the rotation, maybe you send it to us, or otherwise, whatever. It's part of the History Roads.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
Owen probably hasn't.
Yeah.
It's
Because
a good
I think he
archival.
made it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you. And of course, shout out to Derek.
That was a HeadGum podcast.